stranger came from beyond the moon, and he said he was here to learn and to teach that which was beyond our reach. His eyes were huge and his mouth was small. He moved like liquid at 4 feet tall. I was so scared I was screaming inside. Then he gave me a smoke, it eased my mind. We spoke about space and a lost earthling lover. I felt kinda strange when he asked, how's your mother? How's she been since I've been away? Casting shadows from electric blue light, an alien sat on my bed last night, and I saw my reflection in his ebony eyes. Then I knew the truth and I knew the lies. He said, you're my flesh and my blood, you're my precious one. You're my flesh and my blood, but it's time to go. My earthling son, it's time to go. Earthling son, earthling sun, it's time to go. Earthling sun, it's time we go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Okay, hey BOOZHOO, and welcome back to BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am NANABOOZHOO, and over here, once again, like she is every day, the lovely and the talented Natasha. Ikadon BOOZHOO, Ini Mushane. BOOZHOO, everybody! How you doing? Welcome back to the show. Yeah, and then over here, looking just ruggedly handsome, the rock star cartoonist, Michael Lyons. Ikadon BOOZHOO, Niji. Say hello, my brother. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Yeah. Earthling Sun. What if you found out your dad was an actual alien, huh, sweetie? Is that what that song's about? Yeah. It's about me waking up and there's an alien on my bed. And we start talking and he's like, yeah, man, you know, this and that about outer space. And then before you know it, he's asking about my mom. How's your mom been? It's like, what? Why would you ask about my mom? Yeah, you know, she was a good woman. It's like, wait a second. First of all, you're on my bed here, a gray alien, and we're talking, and now you're asking me about my mom. That seems weird. Did you know my mom? He goes, knew her. Listen, son, I haven't been. I know I haven't been around all these years, and don't blame your mother. The people never would have understood our love. But back in the days of the grandfathers, I came down and I abducted your mother, brought her up on my spaceship, and then 9 months later, you were born. And, and the lyrics are like, I saw my reflection in his ebony eyes. Then I knew the truth and I knew the lies. And he goes, it's time to go, my earthling son. It's me, your old man, a gray alien. What would you do? What would you do, sweetie, if you found out your dad was a gray alien? Well, I don't know. That's a pretty big... Would I go with him? Well, I'd want to get to know him, of course. Wouldn't it freak you out to find out that you were half spaceman? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. That's what we call being a... Wisakode Winani. Yeah, mixed blood. A Wisakode Winani, a mixed blood. Are you a mixed blood? Are you part earthling and part something else? I don't know. These are some of the things we're going to get to the bottom of today. Are aliens real? Have they come and abducted your mom and maybe your dad's a gray alien? Or, do they walk amongst us? Are they in disguise? Maybe gray aliens are shapeshifters. They can make themselves look like human beings. And they're actually, from the stars. The Starman. I don't know. I kind of feel like I should say good morning to the BOOZHOO crew before we jump into the deep end of the pool, as they say. Yeah, let's see who's here. All right. Well, first of all, let's see who's first in line. Hey, Sheila. BOOZHOO, Sheila. Sheila Eddie's here, sweetie. Hey, BOOZHOO. And for once, a woman is first in line. Because the men usually, I was getting after, I think it was Joseph the other day. He was like, hey, man, I'm first in line, right in front of Jessica. I'm like, you know what? When I was a young man, my grandmother, she would say to me, open that door for the ladies. Ladies first. Lady and her child comes walking. You bow your head. Open that door. Bow your head like you're, like her servant. That's what's called being a gentleman. Nowadays, hey, me first. Ladies last. Oh, okay. Whatever. Goal feminism, I guess. Is this what you wanted? Men to just butt in line. But anyway, so Sheila gets a gold star. And Always Learning, get the silver star? A silver star for Always Learning. Because you're number 2. Are you calling Always Learning number 2? No. I'm not saying you are number 2. I mean, people go number 2, but do they leave a number 2? I guess. But I would never say that. You're not, when you're here, you're family. Because that's the Indian way. And Wally Bear is here. Hey, BOOZHOO! Anin Dush from the brush. Anin Dush from the brush. Nice to see you, Wally Bear. BOOZHOO, Wally Bear! All right. Sheila says, one of your books is for sale. Mille Lacs Trading Post. The museum there was awesome. Yeah, isn't that a great museum? I think Michael sold some books to them way back in the day. I don't think they sold very well, but we used to have a really good friend who for a short time was the curator down there. Old Carrie Esty. Rest in peace. But yeah, so we have a little bit of a history with that Mille Lacs Museum. Weren't you in one of Keith Sakola's music videos too? Yeah, it totally was. Yeah, Keith Sakola, one of the most famous Ojibwe singer-songwriters. He wrote the classic Indian Car. Weda hey-ya, weda hey-ya, weda hey-ya, hey-ya. Or whatever. We got to know him. He was friends with Carrie. And we were down there one weekend and Keith Sakola was going to shoot a music video. dance a little dance or do a little jig or whatever. And there were all these kids, and we danced around in front of that museum, and they took video. There was a whole bunch of kids and Kisa Kola and a band, and then Michael for some reason. Didn't you fake play harmonica for that? Yeah, I was playing air harmonica, But that wasn't really you. Nope, somebody else played a harmonica on that song. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool you're in a music video, though. Yeah, except for one thing. What? I remember that day I had really loose pants on, and I had lost a lot of weight or something, and my pants kept falling down. Really? Yeah. So I'm like the guy with the plumber's crack half the time. I'm constantly trying to dance with one hand on my pants. It kept falling off. Yeah, that's no good. Riding in my Indian car. A lot of you young people won't know this. It's a different time we live in. But back in the days of the grandfathers, the Indian car meant an old broken down car that you might have put duct tape on to keep the lights from falling off. It might have the body of one car and a door of another car. Doesn't have any hubcaps. Sometimes the thing hit a tree and you're still driving it around. Every Indian car had a cracked windshield. Indian car was meant an old beat up car. But since I don't know what happened, maybe what was it, casinos or whatnot, half the time I see a sweet new car, there's a res plate on it. I'm like, geez, you kids, you don't know what it was like before all these benefits. Your ancestors had to drive old beat up cars. You didn't know if it would break down in the middle of the road, in the middle of the night. No cell phones. Just you and the coyotes. And then, your ancestors, they had to learn to fix cars themselves. They go, you know what? I might break down. I'm going to need to know how to fix a flat tire. Because nobody's coming and there's no one to call. They haven't invented the cell phone yet. So your ancestors, they could do everything. They could fix their cars. They could fix a flat tire. Your ancestors were rugged and prepared. Sometimes they would carry around chains in their car just in case they or somebody else would drive off the road. They might have to tow them out with their own car. So you bring your chains. Some people would put chains right on their tires. Hey, you know what? It's going to be icy out. I'm going to put chains on these tires. Laws. Badges. We don't need your stinking badges. We're the old-time Indians driving our Indian cars. Then they made cars impossible to work on. They exchanged the engine for a hidden computer underneath the dash. You'd get this sweet-looking spaceship of a car, but nobody could even change their own oil. And the tires never went flat anymore for some reason. Nice tires. You just bring it in once a year, and they change the oil. Oh, here you go. That wasn't our way back in the days of the Indian car, when men were men, and women could change flat tires too. And they didn't care about, what's this, a child seat? Are you calling my son a sissy? No, he's standing up in the back of a big old car. If I crash, he's got plenty of room to fly. But these seats are cushioned. Yeah, they'll be okay. That's how your grandparents were raised. Vaccination. They'd vaccinate your kids at school without even telling you. It's shots day, crap. You have to get in line. And parents doing, what? What'd they do to you? Oh. Was that what I signed off on? Who knows? Who cares? Now be quiet. The commercials are over. I gotta watch my show. That was parenting in the days of the Indian car. But anyway, we're not talking about that. What are we talking about? Spaceman. Do you believe in aliens?
I don't know. I don't believe in outer space, so I don't believe in spaceman, but there's something about those gray aliens.
Yeah, I know, huh? Well, on this Ishwa Anima E Gijagad, on this day after prayer day, I just want to kind of muse on the subject. What is an alien? What's going on there? You know, if you're open to the idea that there are spinning balls of rock that have life forms that invent spinning saucers that fly to this spinning ball and then land and abduct people, if your mind is open to that, right on, you know. But then also keep your mind open to what if they're time travelers?
Yeah, what if they're from the future? I often thought they looked like, if human beings evolved and they got like no muscle mass and they became like sort of genderless.
Yeah, and everybody went bald and our eyes evolved to just be huge and black. But like we didn't eat meat anymore, so we all look like, the same gender. What if aliens are time travelers? And that fits in. Like we always think of, okay, caveman, primitive man, we look like monkeys. We were all like Chaka.
Chaka in the land of the lost?
Yeah. Remember Chaka? He was a little caveman. And Will and Holly would boss around and be like, oh no, we've got to go into the Sleestack cave and get a glowing rock. But I'm afraid of that dinosaur. What are we going to do? This little caveman named Chaka would come out and be like, Chaka-doo, Chaka-doo. Like, okay, you go running in front of those Tyrannosaurus Rex, Chaka. Because he was, less evolved. He still had hair all over his body. He didn't have to wear clothes. And so we think of primitive humans being all hairy. And then as we evolved, we lost hair. Until we just had a little bit on our heads. And the men could still grow beards, but, And then eventually we'll have no beards and no hair at all. And boys, that'll just, their hoses will go away. And the ladies, they won't have boobs anymore. We'll just become smooth. And so aliens look like the future. And they go, yeah, and they're probably advanced, they'd have to have flying saucers. So they're super smart, these great aliens. But then you keep going down that rabbit hole. Okay, wait a second. Why do they keep pushing out these stories of things that take place in outer space? What if there was no outer space? How come whenever there's like Captain Picard and they always say, aye, aye, Captain. Captain on the bridge. They always have like submarine, language when they talk about outer space, But, making people believe in the existence of gray aliens makes them believe in life in other planets. And it makes them believe in everything they say about space. Oh, there are black holes and gravity. And they've got a little car on the on Mars that they can use a remote control, and they can take pictures and send these pictures back to Earth. They can drive a remote control Mars rover on Mars with the technology of solar power, solar panels. They can do that. Oh, can they go to the moon and do the same thing? Nope. We don't have the technology. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to get back. What's my name? Oh, I'm Don Pettit, NASA astronaut. This is a quote. They don't have the technology to go back to the moon. And, like just the other day, I don't know if you guys saw this, Jeff Bezos, he says he flew a rocket out into outer space, and then landed half of the rocket on its own flame. No parachute, no. For some reason, designed the technology to rockets that can land again, like a pencil just landing on its eraser. And then, even in their own dumb lie, they say, "Oh, and then we flew into space." Just a fraction of what we did when we flew all the way to the moon, which totally happened in the 60s. And everyone goes, "Hey, man, great, way to go. Yeah, I guess it pays off to be the richest man in the world. You can do this thing 1,000, you can go 1,000th of the distance that they said they went to the moon 50 years ago. Oh, now you did what an achievement for man. It's one step for man, one giant leap for logic, But anyway, but I think most people are kind of waking up. They're going, shut up, you guys. Don't make us have to weigh in on our opinions of whether we believe all this, what you guys are saying you're doing. There's a silent majority of Americans, of just reasonable people, who they hear the news, hey, guess what? Billionaire pervert flew a jet into outer space. Jeff Bezos and another weirdo. Billionaire perverts are doing this amazing thing. Most people are like, no, they're not. Even what they claim, that looks really fake. I watched the video, yeah. Same thing every time. Whole bunch of cut shots, begging the question, where's that camera angle coming from? How did they get a continuous shot of the rocket flying from like 40 feet away? Is there a second rocket taking the video as it flies up? Is there kind of on the ground zooming in perfectly? It's so fake, so stupid. Nobody believes it, okay? And they get off and they're like patting themselves on the back. Oh, we did it. It's like, no, nobody believes you. But then you're going to make us go, okay, do you believe in the International Space Station at all? They're claiming to shoot off. They're still flying space shuttles, I guess. Because they got to bring supplies up to the International Space Station. A floating space station. It defies gravity. It doesn't fall. Because it's in that sweet spot where things just continuously fall forever around and around the Earth. This enormous building, I guess, is floating up there. And people from NASA and people from other countries, they get together and they do little games. They spin around. Every interview you see, they're showing that it's weightless. They never show a picture of from inside the pit to outside in real time, They'll do a spacewalk and just the video just shows the guy's hands. You're like, hey, how about you pan over to the Earth and back to the moon and to the sun? And just show us what outer space looks like. No, I'm going to show you what the side of our presumed spaceship floating out, Do you really believe they're doing that? Do you really believe they're flying stuff to a red planet in outer space, millions of miles away? You've been told to believe it. You've been told that you're crazy if you don't. But it all kind of goes back to, you don't have to believe in aliens, but here's this season's movies about aliens. When you're old enough, you see how things get played out. Like in the 80s, there were lots of movies about alien abductions. People who were just living their lives and they were victims to aliens coming to their homes and taking them away. And then that got kind of played out. And then there was ancient aliens. Oh, okay. The History Channel will explain all of history by implying that gray aliens came to Earth from another planet in outer space, because that's real. And they, naturally, if you can fly in a spinning plate and not get dizzy, then you can make the pyramids. What else could it be? Oh, they found cities underneath the ground? Well, there's no way that these people who could only live in wigwams could have ever made those cities. So it must have been aliens. And there's just more. It's like, okay, why is it the news, the History Channel, education wants us to keep thinking about aliens, thinking about the moon landing? Oh, you better not question the moon landing. Yeah, it's un-American. Yes, we have a flag floating in a round rock called the moon, which is thousands of miles away. Yesterday, one of those weirdos.
He wasn't weird. He was nice.
I don't know, just real sketchy background. Yesterday I got visited from one of these kids from the Church of Latter-day Saints. He's got his little short sleeve button-up shirt and tie and his bicycle and a bunch of books. And he's not selling these books on healthy eating and recipes for health. I'm like, haven't you ever heard of the internet? No, I'm not going to buy a book on how to delicious recipes for healthy. If I was interested in that, I would go to the internet. And why do you presume that I'm looking for ways of eating? So it's some scam. He goes, no, it's just that's how you can donate if you'd like. This is just our gift to you. I'm like, no, I don't want your gift. Don't give me another book that I'm not going to read. But anyway, so, he was doing a whole, I'm from, and he's from some weird country too. He wasn't even American. Because I did the microaggression. He was a black kid with a accent. And I go, where are you from? He goes, oh, I'm from Shakopee. I go, you're from Shakopee? Oh. Are you a Metawakan Indian? You guys really are tan, And I go, oh no, I am from Tanzania, or I don't even know what continent he was from. But it's clearly not an American. But he's up here to spread the word of God or something. Get me to go. What do you guys want? Do we even have a Church of Latter-day Saint? You want me to go to your church? Why? What do you care if I show up at your church? But we started talking about God, and I went, yeah, I believe in God. I believe in God when I found Satan. When I discovered that there was a campaign of lies that goes all the way back to the beginning to hide the existence of God. I started believing in God when I discovered the earth was flat. And this kid looked at me like I had lost my mind. And I go, no, just think about it, There's no mention in the Bible of other planets. It does mention a number of times that the earth is flat and immovable, doesn't move, and that the stars will fall to the earth. What do you think? Do you think it's possible for the stars to fall to the earth? And he had no idea. But he goes, no, you can tell the earth isn't flat, because if you went up on a mountain, you should be able to see forever. Like he's trying to convince me, oh, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, you're right, that's stupid. Of course we live in a spinning ball. I go, no. It's called the vanishing point. You know how things get smaller? When you look, they're not really, the light poles aren't sinking into the ground. That's the vanishing point, right? Things vanish at the vanishing point. You like to draw. It makes sense when you think about it. And I go, yeah, the earth and the sun and the moon, they move around us. He goes, no, they don't, though. Yeah. I know, I don't really expect you to drop everything you know, and just because you met one weirdo. But I said to him, I go, well, yeah, you came to my house. I didn't ask you to come and ask me why I believe in God, but if you want to know, there you go. Now, why do you say you believe in God if you believe in the Big Bang? You don't believe that they would lie. You don't believe in Satan. So, What's that Bible good for you? Do you just think it's pretty language? Oh yeah, no, there really was a Jesus. That's literal. But there was no flood. You know. That's probably just on, that's probably not real. And there certainly wasn't an Adam and Eve. We evolved from monkeys. There was monkeys. And that's why we used to be hairy. But as we evolve, we start to look more and more like an alien. There's a star man. So that's the real Ojibwe word of the day. Anung is a star. Not a rock star though, huh? Like you, Michael. No, it's a different kind of star. Yeah. Anung is a star. And Inani is a man. So a star man would be a Anunginini. 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 Okay, sorry. There's a star man waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us. I like the idea of there being an advanced race that's like friendly to us, that are here to help. That maybe secretly, introduced us to the internet. Okay, here's our invention. It's called the, cell phone. We're going to help them along their evolution so that they can join the Federation of Planets. Behind all this, what if behind all the whole science fiction movement is like a movement to the one world order? Don't think of yourselves as Americans and Canadians. Think of yourselves as Earthlings. We're all one. We're all the same. Your border, that's an imaginary line. The only real line is the imaginary atmosphere. The sphere, this dome of gases that don't float off into the vacuum of space. That'll be the only border between us and them. We're Earthlings, so let's just have one world government, one language. Everybody will be the same. Huh, sweetie?
That's right.
I've had it, man. I don't want to be the same as everybody. I gotta be me. I gotta be me. But then, that brings up a really good point.
What's that?
What is the Debwewin? What is the truth? As Mashike represents. I think part of the reason why I'm always kind of going back to, look at all these crappy paintings. They don't want you to think that you know the truth. Oh, Van Gogh is a great painter. Until you can't even trust your own eyes. Now, Paul Stanley is a great painter. That's, obvious.
You gonna show a Paul Stanley painting?
Yeah. This is the Star Child. Paul Stanley. Paul Stanley's a painter. Is it good? We can all kind of have a good laugh at Hunter Biden. Oh, Hunter Biden, yeah, $250 million or $1,000 for that crappy painting. But this is part of a collection. You can actually buy a painting by Paul Stanley of Peter Criss. Or Gene Simmons or Ace Frehley or anybody you want. I don't know why that strikes me as so strange. A painting of Peter Criss by Paul Stanley. But anyway, this is a Paul Stanley painting. Hey, Paul, what do you want to say about this painting?
What do I want to say about that? Well, it's a self-portrait. And then I also, I wrote the lyrics to Love Gun.
Oh, yeah. So it's also some poetry. Let me get rid of this Debwewin. The truth. Huh, Paul?
That's right, everybody. Hey, everyone, it's me, Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley, you guys. He's also a painter. So, as a Paul Stanley fan, I'm kind of interested in Paul Stanley art. So I have to give him a couple of points for that. Otherwise, this painting is better than anything that Van Gogh did. But, you know, it doesn't quite use the paints in the full extent that they can be used. It's just, it's a cartoon actually, and it looks a lot like you. You got your own likeness. Hey, thanks. Yeah, it's not bad. The lyrics to Love Gun is pretty cheesy. You can kind of tell, Paul. I'm gonna say you were kind of just trying to fill up space. I think you started this painting by drawing the first eye, the black and, the eye on the left, your right eye. Yeah, I did. And then by the time you were done, the face wasn't centered. So you wanted to kind of balance out by putting... Yeah, that's exactly right. I wanted to balance out the painting. And I didn't want to have to paint a background, Yeah. So the lyrics are, no place for hiding, baby. No place to run. You pulled the trigger of my love gun. Yeah, you still stand by that poem? Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed now that I'm so old. Yeah, we know what you mean by a love gun. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Sorry, kids. It's not the grossest song I've ever heard, but, I don't know if it has any place in fine art. Call me a prude. You are a prude. Yeah, I know. Anyway, Paul Stanley. Singer, songwriter, actor, painter. Yesterday I was showing some Hitler paintings. Yeah, I saw that. I don't like Hitler. Why not? Well, for one, I'm Jewish. Well, yeah, so what? He didn't do anything to you. Well, yeah, but my mother had to flee Germany, Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was tough for your ancestors. That's for certain.
Hey, sweetie.
Yeah?
You got a phone call.
Oh, really? All right. Can we get him on line 2?
Yep, line 2.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO podcast. You're on the air.
Hello, NANABOOZHOO.
Oh, hey, Adolf. We were just talking about you.
Yes, I was watching your show, and I wanted to comment on that Jew's painting.
On Paul Stanley's painting?
Yes, whatever his name. Klein, I think his real name is.
No, you're thinking of Gene Simmons. His name is Kleimwitz.
Kleimwitz, yeah. Oh, he can change. He can put his makeup on, but I know who he is.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, Paul Stanley's real name is Stanley Eisen.
Stanley Eisen, show that Jew's painting one more time.
Well, don't refer to him as a Jew.
Why? Is that not politically correct?
Well, it's not politically correct, but somehow when you say it, it's... Anyway, so yeah, Paul Stanley. What do you think of Paul Stanley's painting?
Oh, let me see. As one painter to the next. It looks like an amateur drew it.
Well, I guess he kind of was an amateur.
Yes, I suppose he was. But how much did he sell it for?
Probably thousands of dollars.
Yes, that's what really gets in my claw. I painted such wonderful paintings. And then this Jew comes round and he sells paintings. And nobody wants to see the Führer's paintings.
Yep, well, you write a song like Rock and Roll All Night. And then maybe you have something to say. But I'd say, you brought this up, so don't blame me. I don't think you can compare yourself with Paul Stanley. The accomplishments he's made in life, the risks he's taken, and the influence he's had on a culture is so much greater than anything you had ever dreamed.
Oh, that is blasphemy!
No, it's not blasphemy or Hitler. Hitler, I tip my hat. Yes, you're a pretty... Let me get rid of this painting.
I do not like that painting.
Nobody cares. Yes, granted, you're a better painter than Paul Stanley. Oh, give yourself a gold star. But Paul Stanley is a more influential person to the world than you ever were, than you ever dreamed. You know, you wish you were as popular as Paul Stanley.
You know, it's true. Do you think maybe I should start a band of my own?
No, that's not the point. I'm not get more popular. I just think you should show Paul Stanley a little respect.
You're right. I'm so sorry. Hey, Paul! Yes, what do you want? I'm sorry. Well, I guess that's okay. Yes, you see? The Jew, he can forgive his master.
No, see, that you're getting too far. All right, I'm going to let you go.
No, wait.
What?
I just want to teach the Ojibwe word of the day.
Okay. Let's see, what's, do you want to teach this one?
Oh, yes. The boy win. Truth. The truth. That is what I wanted to say all along. Just the truth.
Yeah, never mind what you think is the truth.
The boy win. Truth. And Bishike, the turtle. The turtle. He represents the boy win. Truth.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now I'm thinking maybe Anishinaabe children don't need to learn language from, a fascist dictator.
Hey, you watch your mouth, boy.
Okay. Look, I'm going to let you go, Niji.
Okay, let me just say, Gigawabamin, min, Minawa.
Okay. Gigawabamin, Minawa, Hitler. Sorry, Paul.
No, it's fine. You can't help who calls in.
Yeah. It's just weird that Adolf would, I mean, like, he clearly wants to learn Ojibwe. He likes Ojibwe people. But he's just got such a, I don't know. I didn't appreciate him just referring to you as the Jew. I don't know why. That strikes me as something,
Yeah, you wouldn't call him the German.
Yeah, exactly. Or the Austrian, or whatever he was. But, that was a long time ago, too, I guess.
Yep. I mean, what are we going to do? Keep on bringing up the past?
Yeah, you can't live in the past. As we try to learn this old ancient language called Ojibwe. So, what's going on here? La la la. Sheila, Eddie. Oh yeah, so this all gets started by a diatribe. Sheila said your books are on sale. If you'd like to order a book by Michael Lyons, and you like aliens, like we actually love aliens here, there's a book for sale on Amazon.com called OJIBERISH. And it's part of our intro music, but OJIBERISH is a collection of Ojibwe language cartoons. And the story, Little Cutie, a Teddy Bear's Vision Quest. It's a story Michael wrote and illustrated about a teddy bear who goes on a vision quest to find out who he is and where he belongs. On sale now. That one's kind of expensive, though.
How much is it?
It's like $12 or something. I mean, it's a nice, thick book, the illustrations are really good. Oh, there's even some coloring book pages in the back. But, they're not giving it away. And neither am I. Hey, Jessica, Mino Gigajeb. I love this song. It made me feel better. Sense of trust in the government. Yeah, you got to trust your government. That's what I always say. If you're not going to trust the government, who can you trust? My earthling son. I would rather that we were being visited by, let's just call them aliens, but interdimensional beings. Maybe they're not from outer space. Maybe they're from the next snow globe one step over. What if we all live in an endless sea of water, and each planet is separated by a dome with a sun and a moon in it? And then right next door, there's another one where there's just little gray guys who figured out a way to, take a submarine between the two worlds and get through our firmament somehow. And they come down here and they're like, hey, we're your cousins from over there. Whenever they talk about alien abductions, it's always just evil. These little guys are evil. What if they were our friends? There's a star. Oh, here's another thing that occurred to me the other day about David Bowie. Bowie fans will know this, but the old Bowie songs, reoccurring themes were aliens and gender bending. You got your mother in a whirl. She's not sure if you're a boy or a girl. And just think about, his stage personas was always like the alien, bisexual, transgender man, rock star from whatever, but then living in the 1984 end times, in the Armageddon or whatever, when the star people will reveal themselves. He's tragic. He was the man who fell to earth. He was in that movie where he played an alien who came to earth. And then you think about what's going on now. They got Transgender Story Hour, and a man shows up in a rainbow monkey outfit with his butt showing and a fake penis on in front of children with two other people, adults. He's like, yeah, let's go in, and you should swing that around, children. We'll read to them because we are the transgender, we're ushering in a new age. And you go, hikes. This is what David Bowie was actually warning us about. In the album Diamond Dogs, right before the song Diamond Dogs, he yells, "This ain't rock and roll. This is genocide." Now. And you go, oh, wow. What's he talking? It's death of a generation. So now are our kids getting killed? We'll make them these genderless, emotionless aliens. Are these the end times when, wake up your sleepy head, put on some clothes, shake off your bed, put another log on the fire for me. I made some breakfast and coffee. Look out my window, what do I see? Crack in the sky and a hand reaching down to me. All the nightmares came today, sweetie. Yep. And it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, you pretty things. Anyway, how about another song, and then we let Natasha come up? That's a great idea. This one is an old song we recorded back in the days of our grandfathers, and it's called Crashing Down.
apart. And the kids are grown and gone. So why does this feel, why does it feel so wrong? And it seems like we've come to an end. Will you still be my only friend? Oh, it feels like we've come to an end. Will you please be my only friend when it all comes crashing down? Now it all comes crashing down. It just all came crashing down. Now it all comes crashing down. And it feels like we've been here before, and I don't know why, I don't know what for. Oh, it seems like we've come to an end. Now will you still be my only friend when it all comes crashing down? Now it all comes crashing down. It's just all came crashing down. Now it all comes crashing down. Oh, it all came crashing down. It just all comes crashing down. It just all came crashing down. Now it all came crashing down. And it feels like we've been here before, but I don't know why, and I don't know what for. Oh, it seems like we've come to an end. Will you still be my only friend?
That's such a cool ending. La 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 la. BOOZHOO! How you doing? Welcome back to the show. Yeah, I don't know. Bum ba dum ba dum. I'm starting not to believe in aliens because just because you don't hear about them as much for the last few years, you know. It's like somehow the controllers or whoever runs the news, they don't seem to want us talking too much more about, like what happened to the X-Files. There was a time when they wanted us to, and now they don't. So it makes me go, well, have I been has this been propaganda the whole time? I don't know. Hey, Papa Wagosh! Papa Wagosh just gave us $10, sweetie. Okay, Mikwachnichi. Papa Wagosh, thank you so much. Why can't the rest of the BOOZHOO crew be more like Papa Wagosh? You guys are supposed to listen to your elders. Your elders are giving us money. Why? You're supposed to follow their lead. No, just kidding. But if you'd like to leave a super chat, we really appreciate it. We've also got a GoFundMe campaign. This fall, we're gonna film a Sesame Street type show. If not, it's a full-on movie. I'm starting to lean more towards, if we can do a half hour, why can't we do 90 minutes?
Yeah, if we have like an A story and a B story, we could make. What about like a Christmas special?
That would be cool. Maybe we should do a Christmas special.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we're raising money on our GoFundMe campaign. And we have a Patreon page if you'd like to support us a little bit each month. And we have a PayPal if you'd like to support us just one and done. The links are in the description. But yeah, there's a star man waiting in the sky. It's just so interesting to think. What if they're demons? Then you get scared. You go, wait a second. If they're just like advanced, gentle versions of us, great. Oh, they can speak telekinetically. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, what a gentlemanly thing to do. But what if they're from hell? What if these are walking demons? Just, what if all those stories of abduction are 100% true and there's nothing you can do? Why is it, that you're much more likely to be visited if you live in a trailer park? What is their fascination with the Deep South? There's more aliens in Deep South than there are Bigfoot in the North. Yeah, I don't know. Do you believe in aliens? Because then the other thing is, when you start to, if they press you on, do you believe in aliens? You're kind of having to admit if you believe in the government. Do you believe in what they told you so far? Either directly or indirectly. That there's probably more evidence, real evidence, that the government knows about that we don't. About the existence of aliens. Or, it's kind of like being an atheist. You're going to make that leap of faith and say, nope, there is no such thing. You can't be agnostic. There might be and there might not be. No, there's a definitive no way that there could ever be such a thing as aliens. The whole thing is fake. Every single, that's another position. That tells you something too. No. I have made up my mind not to believe in something. I do not believe. It's hard for me. I believe in everything. Oh, Bigfoot? Yeah, that seems reasonable. Aliens? Sure, why not? Hollow Earth? Yep. Firmament? Yep. Conspiracy generations, lie to the masses about the existence of outer space? Yep, believe that too. I believe it all. You can easily change my mind. Give me a news story, I'll believe that. La la la, do do do, hoka hey. Atlantis? Yep, probably. Loch Ness Monster? I don't know. But I would believe, there was a conspiracy to make up the existence of dinosaurs. Panda bears are fake. That's not a real thing. This is just little midgets in teddy bear outfits. That's why you never hear of them in history. You can never find them in the wild. They only live in zoos and they can't make babies for some reason. Oh yeah, the panda bear. They're fake. Okay, yep. I'm on board. They lied about panda bears. Penguins. Oh, the penguins are fake too. That's a hybrid of a fish and a bird. They were made in a laboratory. And they're black and white like the penguin because it's part of a secret society. Oh yeah, okay, I believe that too. Bring it on. I believe it all. Do you believe in magic? Sheila Eddie says, hey, your grief book is cool. Michael, Sheila Eddie likes the book on grief. Grief Relief. Michael wrote a book that kind of talks about when somebody dies and the stages you go through. And we're coming up on our big anniversary. September is a time for, it'll be, 4 years or 5 years?
I think it'll be 5 years.
5 years since Princess died. Our beloved kitty. And it was a profound thing of grief. And the comic book's not about Princess. It's actually about his grandma. But we're thinking about talking about grief again. Sometimes I'm afraid to talk about certain things, but it could actually be helpful to people, or people enjoy. It's entertaining to hear people talk about grief. What do you do? What are the cures for grief? What is it? What did the ancestors do? Did they have grief? So we're going to do a sad episode come up in September. When did she die?
I don't even know the actual date anymore.
So probably do it early in September. We'll dedicate a show to Princess. Oh, there's that really sad poem you read.
Yeah, death of a best friend, or tribute to a best friend.
Yeah. We got all this sadness that we can share and make you cry. So anyway, so Grief Relief was a comic book that Michael wrote. And a lot of the artwork you see around here are, some of them come from that comic book. A little sad skunk. Now you can get that at Amazon.com too. If you wanted to, I don't know. Do what you want. I ain't the boss of you. You do whatever you need to do. Far be it from me. I don't know. What else, sweetie?
Well, Wisani says, I want to believe to clear to the contrarians, to cater to the contrarians.
I want to believe to cater to the contrarians. Yeah. I want to believe, but I also believe that there's all kinds of disinformation that the governments or whatever. I don't want to hear any more from NASA or anybody who's involved in the Roswell. Just shut up. I want independent investigators. Gather up, do a documentary on the real space. How did we get here? No, I don't want to go talk to the experts. I'm going to go talk to the locals. Did you ever see anything? I bet you there's stories that we never hear about some redneck blowing away an alien. If any of those stories are true, somebody got shot with, little gray man came in my trailer and I blew him away. Yeah, I got his carcass back here in the garage. Why don't you come look? Newsmen were here. They wouldn't run the story. The government paid them off, But I witnessed it right there. There's a carcass. You go, what? Oh, so aliens are real. Oh, la, 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 la. Okay. Sheila says, be quiet. Gotta go to work. All right, Sheila. Bring home the bacon. Don't let those guys rob your soul. They're lucky to have you. You're giving them a service. You earn their money. I always feel bad for people when they gotta go to work. I'm so grateful I don't have to go to work today. But actually, we got paid today, so.
Yep, we made $10.
There you go. We're professionals. Take that, naysayers. Take that, people who said we could never do it.
Who said that?
Nobody.
I know. Isn't it weird?
Yeah. If we ever make it to the big time, which I kind of feel like we already have, but, we can't be one of those people who say, oh yeah, nobody believed in us. From the first crappy 3-minute video on how to say coffee in Ojibwe, people have been so nice. They're like, hey, we love your show. Keep it up. Nice. Yeah, go ahead, talk about aliens. This is hilarious. So, miigwech, bismdawieg. Thank you for listening. I really do appreciate it. Anything you want to add before I sign out?
No, that's pretty good.
All right, you guys. You have been watching miigwech ganawabieg. BOOZHOO NANABOOZHOO, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. This is NANABOOZHOO.
Okay, hey, miigwech ganawabieg. Thank you for watching.
This is Michael Lyons,
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Really appreciate it.
and we'll be back tomorrow. I will see you again. Gigawabaman, Minawan. Oh, what? All right, sweetie. Would you be so kind?
I would love to teleport you to the kitchen.
Teleporting to the kitchen, please.
One to teleport and go get me a coffee.
Okay. See you later.